world, thank you so much for joining me here on Lumiere Tarot. My name is Claire Summer. I just want to thank my Lumies, my beautiful and amazing subscribers all over the world. It is so lovely to spend time with you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and also to everyone who has supported Lumiere through the energetic exchange. I am really humble and grateful. Alright, today's beautiful pick a card reading is what is blocking union. So we're going to be taking a look at the messages from Spirit regarding you and your special person and what is stopping you from being together. So it's a beautiful opportunity for you to reflect on your situation and see what it is that is creating that resistance to union. You know, perhaps some guidance from Spirit as to what can help to bring you closer and to bring you into union today. So that's what we're looking at. I've got three beautiful groups for you. I will insert an overhead shot of the cards so that you can make your selection and see them clearly. We have group 1, group 2 and group 3. So I ask that you choose from your intuition as always. Just listen to that quiet inner voice that we all have to guide us through life, and that will help you decide which of the three groups will most resonate for you in your situation today. Alright, so if you need to pause the video, you are welcome to do that. While you make your selection, I will just let you know that my beautiful collection of guided meditations and affirmations is available through my website. People have been getting amazing results with dissolving their blocks towards love and prosperity by working on themselves in this way and reprogramming the subconscious mind. So if that resonates with you, do check that out. But otherwise, make your selection. The timestamps are in the description box, and I will see you in a moment. Hey everybody, this is your reading for everyone who picked group number 1. So I'm going to take a look at the energies in these cards and see what is blocking union between you and your special person today. I will look at your oracle cards in a moment, and I'll start with your tarot cards today, all right? So we have Six of Wands in reverse, King of Wands, Hanged Man, Queen of Pentacles. Let me move these over so I've got enough room. Ace of Cups right at the center of your reading, Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, Four of Cups, and closing your reading with Two of Pentacles. So I see Taurus energy represented here as well as Leo's energy. And also because we have this Ace of Cups at the center of your reading, you may be dealing with a water sign. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So that's Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus, because this is a love reading. So that may resonate with you, but if it doesn't, don't worry about it. So what I'm seeing here at the outset of your reading is two people who aren't quite on the same page. So I'm seeing somebody who's putting in the lion's share. This is what I'm hearing from Spirit. The lion's share of the work in the connection. They're really like trying to reach out, trying to make something happen, you know, trying to encourage that person to level up. And just, you know, maybe chasing even, or, you know, that could be physical in terms of trying to chase them and find out what it is that they're thinking and feeling and trying to get them to engage in this connection. And or it could just be energetic. So sometimes we just chase energetically by thinking a lot about the person, worrying about it, trying to work it out, trying to work out what to do, trying to work out what happens next. That's all masculine energy, which is that sort of energy of action and go-getting. So whereas I just feel like the other person isn't really putting the energy into it, they're not as invested in it, they don't feel as confident in their ability. This is what I'm hearing from Spirit, is that they don't feel confident in their ability to be able to have a connection at this level. There's some sort of thing with them where they just feel unsure of themselves when it comes to love and romance, and this is causing a block in your union. This lack of confidence. It could just be a confidence in themselves. It could be like somebody in this connection has low self-esteem and doesn't believe that they're worthy of this connection. So I see someone putting in a lot of effort, putting in a lot of work, And I see the other person not putting in their fair share, not meeting the other person halfway. Remember, a relationship is always 50-50, not 90-10 or 80-20. So I'm seeing that here a little bit, like somebody's just giving it their all, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. And somebody in this connection just isn't. They're not leveling up. They're not meeting you halfway. But it's due to the block within them, is due to their lack of confidence, maybe in themselves, or maybe just in their ability to be able to have a real relationship. Because remember, not everybody is relationship ready. Sometimes there is a process to go through before we are ready to be in a real relationship, a real loving, committed, connected relationship. If we haven't had a lot of positive examples of healthy relationships like that from our childhood or in the past, or just generally, or from our family, then sometimes when that comes along, we don't really resonate with it and we don't understand it. I see with the Hangman that your person is really bound up in their own fears, and this is blocking union. I feel like they're unable to see things differently. It's just like they're not able to see your point of view. They're not able to see things from your perspective, is what I'm hearing. And I think that's causing you to be on resonating at different frequencies, or just you know, sort of in different spaces energetically, is what I'm hearing from Spirit, because they're just not able to see your point of view. I feel like they're not able to see the depth of the connection. Like, you can see all the potential of it, and you know, there's definitely a lot of passion here. So much passion and energy and attraction, and they are really attracted to you, but there's just this really powerful energy of just one person putting in all the work, and one person trying to make it happen, and one person trying to fix everything and transform it into what they want, but the other person is retreating. Both the Hangman and the Six of Wands are energies of kind of retreating, of stepping back, of maybe running away from the connection, of maybe pulling away from the connection, dialing it down a little bit, is what I'm seeing. So in the center of your reading, we have such powerful energies, you know, and really positive as well. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Hierophant right here. I'm sorry there's so much light flashing back from my ring light. It's pretty dark in my studio today, so I'm trying to hold it at an angle where you can see them, but I'm not always managing it. So this is beautiful energy. So you know, when we're looking at their higher self, it is a grounded connection. It is a beautiful, loving connection, the sort of love that they've never experienced before, which is why they may find it quite triggering. And again, it does have the potential for commitment. And if they can find it within themselves, they will want to be committed to you. So these are beautiful, positive energies right here that we have. And it's right in the center of your reading. So what I'm hearing from Spirit is this connection is absolutely worth it. I'm also hearing that you can absolutely dissolve these blocks to union and be in union for a long-term committed relationship. Spirit really wants you to know that. And this is what I see here. So this is worth working on. This is worth working together to do this. So we'll see if we can get some advice from Spirit as to kind of how to progress as you go forward with this. Because there's so much potential here for something really meaningful, for something that's long-term, so for something that's really loving and committed. So they do love you, though. We have this Ace of Cups at the beginning, at the center of your reading. This is very powerful. This is true love that your person has for you. So don't doubt that. If that's why you feel it very strongly, this is why. So this is the truth of the connection, but the blocks are kind of the veneer over it, or the sort of barriers in between you and experiencing all this goodness. Now, what I'm hearing from Spirit, and you don't need to take this on if you don't want to, but I think this is really powerful, is that there is a block here about somebody's own self-worth. We talked a little bit about confidence earlier and being confident in the connection, confident in themselves and self-esteem. But Spirit is really saying about knowing your own value. So I know that you want this connection and that you want to be in union, you want to experience it, but the law of attraction is not the law of really, really wanting something, right? I think sometimes I see in the comments people get confused with that. They're just like, I'm trying really hard and I really, really want it. That's definitely represented here with the King of Wands energy. But Spirit is really saying someone else can only love you as much as you love yourself. We live in a mirror hologram, an illusion created by our minds. So our outside world is a reflection of how we feel within. So when you know that you are worthy of this love, or it could be your person, when they know that they are worthy of this love that we're seeing at the center of your reading with the Ace of Cups, when they know that they are worthy, then they will be able to commit to a real relationship. But remember, when you're so close like this, you do mirror each other. So perhaps you want to reflect on that. Spirit is saying for yourself about your own worthiness of true love, because often we want things, but we feel unworthy. We want money, we really, really want it, and we want to be able to pay our bills and have a lovely life, but we feel unworthy, and then that creates the block. So Spirit is saying here really clearly that there is an issue with unworthiness. And I feel like either you or your person are really bound up in that feeling. And that is creating a block. But when you feel worthy, then a beautiful, loving, committed relationship is available to you. And it will happen just like that, really fast, really quickly. Now, looking at the current energies, we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse and the Four of Cups. I feel like this is just really saying that the way that your person feels right now is they're not open to this connection. There is an opportunity here for something really special. They do realize that you are offering them a true love, a beautiful love from your heart, but they are closed off to it. Right now, this is about like not taking, both these cards are about not taking an opportunity. Now, it could be that the block is that they're not ready. Spirit is really saying this. They're not ready. And this is a block. It's because they need to be able to consider your point of view, to be able to see this connection clearly. For them to be ready for this, they need to be able to feel their own self-worth before they are able to experience love and commitment. Okay, quite clear messages from Spirit here today. But right now, and I know you're probably feeling this, they're just not open to it. Now, Spirit is really clear. You cannot persuade them to be open to it. You cannot cajole them. You cannot convince them. So any sort of convincing behavior from you, I'm really feeling that with this King of Wands, isn't going to make the difference to them. We'll look at the Oracle cards and see if we can get any insight into that. But any sort of method of persuasion or chasing or something, they're just not open to it right now. And it doesn't mean that it isn't a good thing, and it doesn't mean that they don't love you. They're just not able to receive it. They're not able to receive the love that you are offering them. I feel like they feel very confused, Two of Pentacles, in their energy. There's definitely some muddled and confused energy with them right now, which is causing a block to your union. I feel like they are juggling. This is a card of like being stressed, right? So I feel like this connection is making them feel a little bit stressed. I feel like they are juggling a lot of different emotions within them, which is causing negative feelings about the connection. I sense that they've got a lot of negative feelings about the connection. Deep down, they love you, and they feel the beautiful energy that you share, but maybe there's something about the communication, or it feels like too much pressure. I'm definitely hearing that from Spirit, that it feels like too much pressure for them right now. There may be pressure to make a decision, like, what's happening here, or do you want me, or are you going to level up, or are you going to change? It feels like pressure to them. I feel like they may be juggling a lot in their life, and this may be causing a block to your union. So perhaps they've got kids, or some sort of messy past relationship, or they're going through a divorce, or they've got a lot on at work and a lot of work responsibilities or financial responsibilities, and they feel like they've already got enough on their plate. And this may be causing a block to union as well, like 3D world practical problems. And this may be why they feel like they can't level up to you right now, why they can't do what it takes to make this happen. What I'm hearing from Spirit is there's this energy of overwhelm with them. Let's take a look at your oracle cards. Okay. We have the cards separation and retreat. So this may indicate that you are in separation right now. I'm really sorry if that's the case. I know it can be very painful, or just this energy of them pulling away. But we have this beautiful card, retreat. This is from the Universal Love Oracle deck. All my decks are linked in the description box. So I feel like Spirit is just saying, take a step back from them, because your person is feeling overwhelmed. They are feeling pressured, and they cannot be convinced to love you. And do you really want someone who has to be convinced to commit to you or to love you? So Spirit is really saying, take a step back, both physically, in terms of kind of being with them or communicating with them. It doesn't mean that you have to be cold. Just take a little step back, and take a little step back energetically. Put some of that energy back onto you, where it belongs, to nourish yourself. Do something that you enjoy. Follow your bliss. And know that if you're spending time apart, that there is a greater reason for this in the unfolding of this relationship, all right? So you can trust in that. Spirit is saying trust in that process, because that is going to dial down some of the intense feelings that your person is experiencing. So that they can begin to feel more positive feelings towards the connection, because you don't want them to associate you with any sort of negative feelings, because that just pushes them away further. So Spirit is saying retreat, take your energy and put it on yourself, and just give them a little bit of space, because what Spirit is really saying is a little bit of separation, either physically or energetically, is a good thing in the long term, is what I'm hearing. But remember, this is well worth the effort. And these blocks can be overcome, all right? This is an interesting card to come up. This is the card Muse. So this can indicate that maybe you're a muse, or somebody in this connection is a muse to the other one, basically just finds them inspiring, all right? Maybe the way that they see the world is inspiring, maybe their ideas, maybe that's definitely indicated here with the Hanged Man as well, just maybe the way that they view the world is different to how you view the world, or vice versa, and that gives them beautiful insights, and that's like a positive thing that you bring them, just this, it's an energy of inspiration really, that you inspire them or they inspire you. And this is interesting, we have the card compromise come up. So there is definitely an energy here of a need to compromise, and this is creating a block to your union. So maybe, what is it that you need to compromise on? Maybe there's a whole list of things that need to be compromised on in this relationship. I'm hearing the words give and take. So I feel like there needs to be more flow, more give and take. I feel like there's kind of resistance to that at the moment, to them meeting you halfway. But I feel Spirit is saying that compromise is possible. They will compromise with you. You will be able to find a compromise that you can both agree on, and feel confident in doing that, and both feel happy and content about that. So but that comes from good positive communication, from really listening to the other person without judgment, and allowing them to speak their truth. And that creates a beautiful energy for them to be able to communicate with you, and you to be able to communicate with them, and to both accept what the other has to say, even though it may not be what you want to hear necessarily. But this creates the basis for positive communication and that compromise, which currently you've been unable to come to that compromise, and that has been blocking your union. Alright, that's everything that I have for you in this reading today. I hope you found it beneficial in some way and that it has given you a chance to reflect in your situation. It's been so lovely to share this time and this energy with you. Thank you so much for being with me today. It's been my honour to read your cards. If you feel called to, please check out my book, Attract Soulmate Love. I have written it from the heart. For people in our community who are experiencing challenges and blocks to union. So it has helped so many people come into union with their person or attract their special person into their life. I get such beautiful stories from people, which is making me a bit emotional really, but it's really beautiful. So please check that out. You can read more about it on my website if that resonates with you. But have a lovely week. You're always in my thoughts. I'm sending you lots and lots of love, and I hope to see you again soon here on Lumiere. Take care now. Bye bye. Hey everybody, welcome to your reading. Everyone who picked group number 2, I'm going to take a look at the energies in these cards, see what messages we have from Spirit regarding your union with your special person. I just want to put out a trigger warning for this reading. I know that emotions may be running high, so please just bear that in mind, because I always say what I see in the cards, all right? And also remember, this is just a general reading, won't resonate with every single person out there, but Spirit does want to connect with you today. So if you find it's not your message, just take what resonates and leave the rest, or find the message that does resonate with you today, all right? Okay, let's get started. I'll look at your tarot now, and I'll look at your oracle cards. Is that all of them? In a moment. So we're opening your reading, very powerful opening to your reading with the Empress. I love to see the Empress in a reading. We have Death. This is super powerful, gosh. Queen of Wands. The 8 of Swords in reverse. 10 of Pentacles at the center of your reading. Knight of Wands. 3 of Cups. 4 of Swords. And the 8 of Wands. All right then. Okay, so we've got Scorpio's energy represented here very strongly, along with Leo's energy as well as Libra's energy. Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus, because this is a love reading, so that may resonate with you in your situation. But if it doesn't, don't worry about it too much. This is a powerful opening to your reading, no doubt about it, with the Empress to Death to Queen of Wands like this. So I'm seeing that there's a lot of love in your connection, there's a lot of passion in your connection here, but it's interesting because this, with the Empress, this is a card of abundance, it's a card of fertility and growth, and yet right next to it we have Death, which is this card of, you know, things ending and retraction. You know, the opposite of all this fertile energy. So I feel like you're dealing with opposites between you and your person. You've got opposite viewpoints, opposite feelings about things. When one's in, the other one is out. This is like a classic hot and cold energy that I'm seeing here. So you may be dealing, excuse me, with a hot and cold dynamic in your connection right now. And I'm seeing this really strongly. So, you know, when one person's in, the other person's pulling away. You may be in the runner-chaser dynamic, if that resonates with you. I feel like one person has a lot of love in this connection, a lot of deep love from the heart space, really deep emotions, very beautiful. But I'm feeling like one person in this connection is really just seeing it more as a friends with benefits, or maybe seeing it more as a hookup, something like this, or just as something that's convenient to them, or just something that's a flirtation or a little bit of fun, and they're not connecting so much on that deep level. Now, it may have been the case that it started off feeling much more like a relationship, feeling like it had potential, feeling like this could go the distance, it had a lot of potential, that there was a lot of love here. And perhaps you feel you've been deceived in some way through this, and that the fact that they haven't kind of made good on their promise, they haven't come through, right, with what it is that they promised, either verbally or just through their actions. And now maybe they're treating you as more of a convenience, or as someone that they have in their life when it suits them. This is what I'm picking up on right now. So I feel like there's this difference in how you both view the connection, and this is causing a block to your union. These different viewpoints. So one person is just like, yes, there's love, and I feel very strongly that they do love you. You know, opening the reading with this powerful Empress and the Queen of Wands, I feel like they see you in this beautiful light. They see you as very attractive. They see you as up on a pedestal. They see you as empowered, as somebody who is working towards their own goals and dreams, who knows what it is that they want. It may be that they feel like you're too good for them. And then they're self-sabotaging. It's what I'm seeing with the Death card in between these two. They love you and they're attracted to you, but I feel like they're self-sabotaging it because they feel like you are too good for them. And what you're doing, maybe it's because you've got your life together. Maybe it's because you're more spiritually aware, spiritually advanced on your own personal spiritual journey, right? And they feel like you are too good for them a little bit. And that is causing a block to union. Whoop! Oh, I've dropped one on the floor. Wait right there. Okay, so we have the beautiful 10 of Pentacles in the middle of your reading here. So it does have long-term potential. So, you know, if that's how you're feeling it, you are right about that. And again, there's just this energy of them giving you this promise, you know, either energetically, you know, just like they come towards you, they offer you so much, and then they pull away again. This is the energy here. And especially seeing the Knight of Wands in a reading, you may be dealing with a player, someone who's a narcissist. Not necessarily, I'm not really picking up on that energy, but definitely somebody who isn't ready for a long-term relationship and doesn't really know what it is that they want right now. And this is why they're being inconsistent. There's this energy of inconsistency here that I'm picking up on. And this is why they're being inconsistent in their affections towards you. This is what I'm sensing, and this is what's blocking union. Because you're just like, well, I can see this long-term potential. I can see how good we'll be together. And sometimes you really feel that with them. And yet other times they've pulled away. And I just feel like they don't have the emotional maturity to be able to have a real committed, loving relationship. This is what Spirit is saying to me. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It's just where they're at on their journey right now. And again, it's no reflection on you, because they, deep down, they do have this beautiful love for you. They are extremely attracted to you, which is why you've got this this draw between you both, this attraction, this magnetic pull between you both, because there is this attraction there. There is so much energy and passion between you. And there is potential there, and you are feeling that. But ultimately, they're a little bit flaky about what it is that they want. I feel like sometimes they're getting triggered as well with this. But yeah, classic hot and cold behavior is what I'm seeing here. And you know, obviously that will create a block to union. I feel like there may be a third party situation with the Three of Cups next to the Knight of Wands. If this is the case, then this is something that you already know about. So perhaps one of the blocks to union is that they don't know what they want, and sometimes they want attention from other people. With these two together, I'm definitely sensing that your person likes to get attention elsewhere. Maybe they just like the attention. Maybe they like the ego boost. Maybe they like to have a little bit of flirtation with somebody else. Maybe they're flirting to make you jealous. I feel like I'm picking up on that as well. That there's this energy that they want to try and make you jealous or try and make you insecure that there are other people. Maybe they make something out of a friendship or a connection, or just when they've met somebody and really it's nothing. but they're trying to make more out of it, just to see, to test your mettle, just to see what you're made of, just to see if they can get a reaction out of you. It's a little bit immature. That may resonate with you. So it couldn't, you know, it may be that there's another third party, maybe they're in another connection already, or you are in another connection already, or it may just be that there's this energy of them being a player, toying with your emotions a little bit, not really knowing what it is that they want. But they're definitely somebody who is looking, I'm hearing outside validation when I see these two cards together, right? That they are looking for outside validation to try and boost their own ego, and instead of connecting to the infinite energy of the universe and the infinite love of the universe, they are looking outside of themselves for love, for confidence, for validation. And that's what I'm seeing here, and maybe that resonates with you in your situation, and that is causing a block to your union, because that is just their MO. This is just how they behave. This is just how they get their needs met, and it isn't a very mature way of getting their needs met, and it isn't a very helpful way of getting their needs met, but it's just they're doing the best they can with the information that they have, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Again, look at this next to each other. 4 of Swords next to the 8 of Wands. This is classic hot and cold communication going on here. Maybe someone's blocking somebody, maybe they're going no contact, and then they're in contact, and then they're unblocked, blocking and unblocking, or in your life and out of your life, or maybe they're blowing up your phone and then you don't hear from them for ages, or maybe you get together and it's really, really passionate and then you don't hear from them for ages. So again, this energy of inconsistency that I'm picking up on. So the block to union is this inconsistency that they have. They're trying to get their needs met in a way that is unhelpful and unhealthy. The stage that they're at in their life right now is that they are maybe more of a player, or just, you know, if that doesn't resonate, they're just not in a place in their life where they're ready to settle down. They want to explore their options. That is nothing to do with you. I feel like they see you in a very high regard, and they see you as very attractive. And they love you as well. They do love you. But it just may not be that they're ready to make a commitment at this time. I feel like if you go on with this, there is going to be more of this hot and cold behavior and this inconsistency that you're dealing with. So I think reflecting on that, having this opportunity to reflect now, you need to say, well, if this is who they really are, rather than being in love with their potential, or being in love with them how they were in the beginning when you first met them and you were first seeing each other, Spirit is saying, look at things in the present moment and how things are right now, and assess your situation going forwards as to how things are right now. You know, do you want this? If they never change, is this enough? This is what Spirit is saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. This is just what Spirit is saying. If they never change, is what they're giving you enough for you? Is it just crumbs? Does it feel nourishing? Is it enough? All right. So I feel like what's blocking union is that your person's inconsistency. And again, it's nothing to do with you or the beautiful love that you have in your heart space. That beautiful love needs to be shared with someone who can share it equally with you and who is in the same space as you. So, you know, are they worthy of your love? Is when you are such an amazing person, is the question that Spirit is asking today. All right, so we have the beautiful card Earth Connection. This is from the Universal Love Oracle deck. All my decks are linked in the description box if you ever like any of them or you want to go on your own tarot journey. This is really saying to me about getting grounded. This is earth energy, that pentacles energy, about getting grounded into the reality of the situation. So rather than being caught up in dreams and fantasies and your own thoughts about the possibilities, about the future, again, Spirit is saying stay in the present moment and get grounded, get rooted and grounded in the present moment. And you're going to feel, you're going to regain your equilibrium, all right? And that will give you more clarity about what you want to do in this situation with your person, all right? And to whether or not you want to pursue union with them, okay? This also indicates that there may be practical problems in your union as well, to do with finances or to do with distance. So practical 3D problems, maybe to do with the burden of responsibilities, and that there needs to be solutions to those in order for you to come into union. All right, we have the card settling. So this may indicate that you are settling for less than you deserve and for less than you want. So I feel like maybe your needs aren't getting met in this connection. And that makes me feel really sad if that's the case. You know, I'm sensing some kind of isolated or lonely energy in this situation. So if that is the case, don't settle for second best. You are worth first best. You can be someone's first choice. Okay, you can go use the affirmations: I am first best, I am chosen, I am desired, I am wanted. If that resonates with you, all right? So don't settle for less than you deserve in this situation. So Spirit is really saying, you know, maybe you need to reflect on that a little bit and just know that you are worthy of the love that you truly want and that you truly deserve. But it's interesting because we have these powerful cards, Ascending and Awakening. So powerful. It's very much like the Judgment card in the tarot. This beautiful spiritual awakening, this beautiful spiritual expansion that you are experiencing and that you are both experiencing and triggering in one another as a result of this beautiful connection, okay? So even if there are some challenges, everything is happening for a reason. So, Spirit is saying that suffering ends when meaning begins. So there is a meaning to all this. There is meaning to all this. You are learning about yourself, you're learning about each other, and your person is learning through this connection as well. So ascending and awakening, this is beautiful spiritual expansion, an expansion in consciousness, maybe with your person, maybe for you. I'm sensing from Spirit that it's both of you. This is helping you both to wake up a little bit about how to get your needs met in a healthy way, about how to communicate in a healthy way, about not settling for second best. Or not settling for something that doesn't feel good and nourishing and loving and healthy to you. All right, so but I feel like your person is waking up as well. How long that process will take is anybody's guess, really, but your connection with them is creating an expansion in their consciousness. So, but I feel like one of the blocks to union at the moment is their level of conscious awareness to do with relationships, and this connection is much lower than yours is. Doesn't mean they're a bad person, just means they're a little bit behind you on that journey. So you're not resonating in the same frequency, and that makes it very hard to be in union with them, all right? But there is this process of expansion which is happening. That's everything that I have for you in this reading today. It's been a really beautiful reading, a lot to reflect on, quite powerful energies. I hope that it has resonated with you. Let me know how it resonates. But it's been my honor to read your cards. Thank you so much for spending your beautiful time and your energy with me. It's been so lovely. If you feel called to, please check out my beautiful book, Attract Soulmate Love. It's all for coming into right alignment with your soulmate, and people have been writing to me with just the most amazing stories of transformation, of coming into union with their special person. So if that resonates with you, there is information in the description box. But have an amazing week. You're always in my thoughts, and I'm sending you lots of love in your situation, and I hope to see you again soon here on Lumiere. Take care now. Bye bye. Hey everybody, welcome to your reading. Everyone who picked group number 3, thank you so much for joining me today. I just want to let you know that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Spirit does want to connect with you today and give you the message that you need. So if it doesn't quite resonate, then just find the message that does. And also I just want to put out a trigger warning. Please bear in mind that emotions may be running high, and I always just say what I see in the cards, so you may find some messages triggering in this reading. I'm going to start with your tarot cards today. We're going to take a look at the messages from Spirit and see what guidance we have from Spirit regarding your union and what is blocking union between you. All right, just an opportunity for you to reflect today. This is opening your reading with the Knight of Wands, followed by the Two of Wands. Lots of passion here. The Star, very beautiful to see that in a reading. Seven of Cups in reverse. Five of Cups at the center of your reading. Beautiful Queen of Cups here. King of Cups. Four of Cups. And the Six of Swords in your reading. So we have Aquarius energy represented here, and Leo, as well as Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So that may resonate with you in your situation. If it doesn't, don't worry about it too much. So we're opening this reading with the Knight of Wands. This is the theme of your reading. I really feel like the person that you are dealing with, perhaps they're a little bit of a player, or just the sort of person who isn't ready to settle down. And I feel like, looking at your cards in this reading, that what am I sensing here? Just that the thing that's blocking union is that they are not in a headspace or an energetic space or an emotional space to really settle down to one person right now. And it's not because you're not special, and it's not because you don't have a beautiful special connection with this person. It's just where they're at in their life. There are some themes in these readings today that are coming out that I've noticed, which I feel is really validating. There's some themes for the collective, but I just feel like the person that you're dealing with, you can see their potential. You have this deep connection as represented here by the Star. But ultimately, they are not at a place in their life where they want to settle down, and this is what's blocking union. So it may be the case that it's the right person, but the wrong time. Let's take a look and unpack this a little bit more with more of the cards. But I feel like they are very passionate. They are very into you. I feel like when it's good, it's really good. But ultimately, you know, they're just not consistent in the messages that they're giving you, in the attention or the affection that they're giving you, in the messages that they're giving you. I feel like they're giving you mixed messages when I see that. I feel like someone in this connection is really waiting for someone to make a decision about whether or not they love them and what it is that they want. So there's this energy of waiting and of hoping that they'll choose you, hoping that they'll say that they love you, hoping that they'll level up. I'm sensing that there's this energy of being in limbo. I feel like this energy is really creating a lot of resistance in the connection, and that this may be blocking union. This energy of waiting, or just saying, of just being like so hopeful, just like, please choose me above all the others, or please pick me. And I feel like it's maybe a little bit of an unhelpful energy, that I feel, in all honesty, that it's a little bit of that energy of giving your power away to someone else. To, you know, just saying, well, you need to decide about this, or it's your decision, or and we've all been there. There's absolutely no judgment there from me. You know, we've all been there, but there's just such a strong energy of just waiting and hoping and hoping and waiting, hoping that they'll say that they love you, or that they'll reciprocate your love. Here I feel like your person needs to make a decision about what it is that they want, and that someone in this connection is really waiting for them to declare their love. But you know what you're feeling is just like, I know that you love me really, but their actions are inconsistent, and maybe their actions and their words, so what they say to you and the way they act, are two different things. So maybe they're telling you that they love you and that you're the only one, that you're so amazing. This may resonate, not for everybody. This isn't a message for everyone is what I'm hearing, but for some of you, they may be saying one thing and doing another, and spirit is really highlighting this for you and just saying, do their actions match up with their words? So if you're unsure about how your person feels, then look at their actions. Don't listen to their words and what they're saying to you when they talk to you or communicate with you, or they're in their messages, right? Look at their actions. Is their energy coming towards you consistently, right? That is what you need to know and what you need to look at. So again, at the center of your reading, we have this Five of Cups. So much loss here. I'm sensing just this sadness, this loneliness, this feeling of maybe rejection, of isolation, this feeling of being pushed away. And what I'm really sensing is a strong energy of disappointment at this time. All right, about this person, you know, maybe again, you're waiting for them, or somebody in this connection waiting for someone to make up their mind about what it is that they want, and to really give them the clarity that they need in order to kind of make this happen or to move on from this. And I just feel like that clarity, I'm really feeling a lot of really horrible, awful, messy, confusing energy. I'm just getting like an image of like tangled up ball of string, just like loads of loose threads, loads and loads of confusion, loads of mixed messages, not knowing where you stand, not knowing what's going on, not knowing what's for the best, and just this feeling of such disappointment that your person hasn't been able to come through on the promise they made, or on the or the promises that they're making with their actions. They're making promises and not coming through with them. There's just this overall disappointment and this feeling of loss. So when you're with them, it feels so good, or at the beginning of the relationship, it feels so good, but ultimately there's this feeling of loss. I feel like someone has really put their heart on their sleeve, worn their heart on their sleeve in this connection, and really been honest in a lovely way, actually. And truthful about what's in their heart, and maybe either said or shown their true feelings. And I think that is a really lovely thing. That is not to be judged. That is not so many of these problems that we talk about in these relationship issues, you know, in the tarot and in this community, are to do with poor communication, or people wearing false masks, not being completely honest, not being able to be open enough to be vulnerable. And I feel like someone in this connection has been vulnerable and said, look, this is what I want. This is what these are my needs. This is how you can meet them. I do care about you. I do love you. I do see beauty in this connection and love. What do you think? So I do feel like someone's been open about what's in their heart, and I think that is a lovely thing. I feel like, you know, there may have been a rejection as a result of that being open. Because what we've got here is the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups side by side. But look, they are facing away from each other. So if the cards had come out the other way, they would have been looking towards each other, and that would have been like a divine union. So, you know, this is a good match. You do have a lot in common. You are attracted to one another. There is attraction, and ultimately there is love there. But not everybody is relationship ready. Again, this is another theme that's coming up for the collective in today's readings. So not everybody is relationship ready. Not everybody is at the stage where they are ready to settle down, or that they have the skills to be able to have a real connected, loving relationship. Sometimes that takes a while to develop in life, and other times people never manage it. That, you know, that can be their own spiritual journey or their own patterns. So I just see these two, they're facing away from each other, they're not on the same page. You know, ultimately they are a good match, but there are these blocks that we're talking about to union. But you could be dealing with a soulmate or a divine counterpart. I do see that here with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, but definitely two people not on the same page about where this relationship should be going. So one of the blocks to union is this different approach, different outlook, different understanding of the same situation. It's just like you're looking at the same thing, but you're seeing something different to one another. So ultimately they are closed off to this offer of love. I feel like what I'm hearing from Spirit is that it makes them feel unsafe in some way to be loved like this, to be loved at this level. It could be that they feel unworthy of that kind of love, or that they don't recognize true love when they see it because they've never experienced it before. But ultimately, what I'm sensing with these cards is that they're closed off to a relationship. And this is a block to union. Your block is coming from your person because they're either not ready, or they don't know what they want, or they don't, or they're feeling triggered, right? We'll look at it in more depth. We'll look at it, we'll take a look at your oracle cards in a moment, but I feel like your person may not be relationship ready. Again, this is like this indication of them saying no right now. Remember, we're just looking at the energies right now as, you know, this opportunity to reflect on what's happening. We've got the Six of Swords, so it may be that your person has pulled away from this connection. They may be hot and cold. They may be in and out, but ultimately I feel like they're just pulling away a little bit. They're taking a little bit of a step back emotionally from this connection. Remember, nothing about this is anything to do with you. This is all to do with them and their own spiritual journey and where they're at in their own consciousness. It's to do with their own patterns. But I see them sort of pulling away from you. But there is love here, you know, with the Star card. I mean, ultimately, the message from their higher self, especially with the King and the Queen of Cups here, is that it's a good match, that there is love here, that you share a beautiful energetic connection with them. Really beautiful and loving. But ultimately, they've been triggered into pulling away. And the thing is, we can't persuade somebody else to love us. We can't persuade somebody else to be at a stage in their life that is anything other than where they're at, which can be very challenging to deal with, and I completely understand that. I do see the potential here with the King and the Queen of Cups together like this, and I just feel like it's causing so much sorrow that they're being so inconsistent, that they don't know what they want. Let's take a look at your oracle cards and see if we can get some guidance from Spirit as to more of these blocks that are coming in. All right, this is super interesting. We have the beautiful card Forgiveness. Now this is really lovely imagery here. This is from the Universal Love Oracle deck. All my decks are linked in the description box below this video. If you are ever interested or want to go on your own tarot journey. But this indicates to me the need for forgiveness. So perhaps you need to show yourself compassion in how you have responded or reacted to this situation, or perhaps you need to forgive them for the way that they have behaved, if they've been a bit of a player, if they've been messing you around is what I'm hearing, if they've been treating you in a way that is less than you deserve. Maybe you need to just forgive them. Remember, hurt people hurt people. So if they have hurt you in some way, it isn't intentional. They're doing the best that they can with the information that they have. And by extending that compassion to them, that can dissolve some of that more intense energy that you are experiencing between you both. It will loosen the grip, is what I'm hearing. and create more of a flow between you both to sort of exchange energies in a way that is healthier and more free flowing and easier. So this is the key, this forgiveness. So it may be that somebody in this connection, it's not to do with the forgiveness in this connection. Maybe there is some forgiveness that needs to happen from somebody from the past, somebody who has hurt you, right? From maybe years ago, or maybe your last connection or something like this. And maybe there's this energy of holding on to past feelings and past hurts and just thinking everybody hurts me, or everybody's like this, or everybody's avoidant. And then that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So Spirit is really saying, you know, if there are any blocks within yourself, you know, are there any blocks within yourself that are blocking love from coming to you, right? From blocking you coming into union with the divine selection, the one who has been chosen for you by God or divine intelligence to be together. So if you feel or sense that you are holding on to any lower vibrational energies from your past connections, then maybe now might be the time to begin that journey of working on those, to soften those energies and work towards release. All right, we have the card Material World. I feel like one of the blocks to this connection may be practical in nature. Maybe they feel like they can't provide for somebody in a more serious relationship right now, financially or in terms of stability. I feel like your person isn't a particularly stable person. Maybe their job isn't secure. Maybe they're not very good with money, and they earn it or spend it as fast as they earn it. Maybe they don't have a lot of kind of good money sense like that, or they're not settled in their life as to where they want to be or what they want to be doing. So there are some practical 3D world issues represented here. We have the card Healing. So I sense that your person's chakras are out of alignment with this card and that healing needs to take place, and there's a reason why they're behaving in the way that they are. It's not because they're a bad person, it's not because you aren't lovable or anything like this. It's because there are some issues that need healing, and this is creating a block to your union. I think you may be aware of that. And then this is super interesting. We have the card of self-worth here next to the healing. So it may be that there are issues to do with their own feelings of self-worth, their own worthiness of, again, this is a theme coming up in the readings today, their feelings of worthiness of experiencing love or experiencing deep connection. I feel like their root chakra may be out of alignment, or somebody in this connection, their root chakra is out of alignment, and that can create difficulties in receiving the good that life has to offer, and that can be affection, relationships, money, love coming in for us. So I'm sensing that that is an issue as well. So there's definitely a need for deep healing, for the chakras to come into alignment, but your person may have an issue with their own self-worth, their own self-perception, and their own self-esteem. So even though they may have like a lot of maybe bravado or a lot of confidence on the outside, inside they feel unsure of themselves and who they are in the world, where they're going in the world, what it is that they have to offer, and about how lovable they really are. Now I know that you know how lovable they are, you can see how lovable they are, but maybe if they can't see it, they won't be able to accept the love that you are offering them at this time. Remember, we're just looking at the energies at this time, so that's just giving you an opportunity to reflect on your situation right now. But I think it's important that healing is coming up here, because this does indicate that healing is completely possible for you, and I think that's really powerful. So there are good indications here, because the star is indicated here as well, so this indicates that healing is possible, and the fact that we have this queen and a king together means that this is a good union, this is a good match, but you're just not quite on the same page at this time as to where to go for the future. So I feel that there will be some shifts in the energy, some healing energy coming in for you to help you on your journey towards union. All right. I hope this reading has given you some clarity or resonated with you or benefited you in some way. It has been my honor to read your cards. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me in this extended reading. If you feel called to, please check out my beautiful collection of guided meditations and affirmations to help to raise your vibration and also dissolve those blocks towards love and prosperity. People have been getting really amazing results and saying that it really works for them to work on themselves in this way. And it's so easy for you. You don't need to do anything. You just need to take some time for yourself. Just relax. You can even fall asleep because the subconscious mind is always listening. All right. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If you want to find out more about my meditations, they're linked below in the description box. But have an amazing week. You are always in my thoughts and I am sending you lots of love. I hope to see you again soon here on Lumiere. Take care now. Bye bye.